So I figured I would do like a weekend reading vlog because the books I'm reading, like there is no rhyme or reason really to them. It's just books I have out from the library that I need to read because they are going to be due back very, very soon. So I figured I would just try to read them this weekend because a couple of them are kind of short. So I figured I'd just do like a weekend reading vlog. So the TBR, this one I've already started, is The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I know I'm like super late to the game on this one, I feel like, because I feel like everyone has read this, but this is my first time reading it and I'm like I'm almost done with it. I've been reading it and listening to the audiobook like today, and I'm honestly really, really loving it. It's super interesting to me. Like, I went in blind, so I like knew nothing about the story. Knew vaguely some characters' names, and then I feel like I know that I don't know which characters, but I think I know that some characters die at some point in the series, but that's like all I know going into it. And it's honestly been super fun going into it blind because I feel like that's like adds almost to the experience, you know, because like our main character goes into this world completely blind, so it's like it's been super interesting, like going along and finding out these things as the characters find them out. So I've been really, really enjoying that. I'm probably gonna finish it tonight because I'm like really, really interested to see where it goes, and honestly I'm probably gonna end up reading the next book very, very soon. So I'm really loving this. This might end up being a 5-star read for me, we'll see, but I'm really loving this. That's the first book on the TBR that I'm gonna try to finish today. Okay, so the second book on my TBR is 100 Days of Sunlight by Abbie Emmons. And I have really been wanting to read this book because I love her YouTube channel. And so I've definitely been excited to read her book. So when I saw this at the library, I knew I had to read it. And it is a young adult contemporary like romance, which is not usually my thing, but I think I am gonna like this one. I hope I will. It sounds interesting from what I know about it, so I'm really, really excited to read this one. So hopefully it will take me out of my usual comfort zone of mysteries and fantasy and all. So I will update you as I read this one as well, obviously. But I'm really, really excited to read it, and I'm really, really hopeful for it. So yeah, that's the second book on my TBR. And then the last book I have on my TBR is The Wren and the Holly Library. This one is a fantasy. Again, I'm not totally certain exactly what it's completely about because I often go into fantasies blind. Like, that is probably not the best practice, but like I usually go into fantasies blind. So it's like I know there are monsters and a library, I think. So yeah, this one I've been wanting to buy from Barnes & Noble, but I just have not yet because I'm super nervous about starting new like fantasy books and fantasy series because they're all so different. So when I saw it at the library, I was like, I'm gonna read it from the library first just in case. So I'm hoping I'm gonna really love this one. I might get the audiobook for this one as well, just because sometimes fantasy, it's easier for me to understand when it's an audiobook. So yeah, that is the TBR. Yeah, so that's the TBR, these three, and I will update you as I read them. And then the other fun thing that's been going on this weekend is I have been building some of the bookshelves that have come in for the bookstore. You can see one of them behind me. That's the only like tall shelf we have. There are more coming this coming week. Like by the time I upload this, they'll probably be here. But I have been putting together some of the small ones to go into the window. And then we got our chairs in. So I love these chairs. We found them at an antique store. And they're super duper comfortable. Anyway, so I'm going to go read. And I will update you as I go along. I'm not okay. I am not okay. Okay, I finished Maze Runner. I think I have more questions now after finishing it than when I started. I'm not okay. Oh my gosh, why do young adult dystopian books of this era just rip my heart to shreds? I'm looking at you, Hunger Games. This, oh my gosh, that ending. I need book 2 in my hands right now. I need book 2 in my hands, please. Ugh. Monday, first thing when the library opens, I'm going there to get probably both books 2 and 3 because I need them. I need them. This was a mistake finishing it on the Saturday. Maybe I might be able to find like the audiobook or ebook because I need it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Literally, if you have not read this, please, please, please go read it. I'm sure literally everyone watching this probably has read it because I am so late to the game on this one. But oh my gosh. I literally have more questions now than when I started because this is honestly, I probably am going to rate this 5 stars because it was so good. I mean, I had questions like from the beginning all the way to the end, and now I have even more questions. I have so many questions that I need answers to. So 5 stars, I loved it. I need more. I just love dystopian books. That's what I'm finding out. It's like probably one of my favorite genres. They're always so interesting and so just, I could read 10 of them like in a row and not get bored. I love that. My point being, I love this. I need book 2. I have so many questions. But yeah, so if you've not read this, just go read it. Please go read it. I loved it. 5 stars. I will be reading the sequel very, very soon. Okay, so I'm gonna go try to read something after this. I'm gonna go start 100 Days of Sunlight. Very, very different from the Maze Runner, which is probably what I need. Just a fun little contemporary. I think it's gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I think it's gonna be a good book to read after this. So yeah, I'm gonna go read some of this. I will update you like around 100 pages, halfway, somewhere there. So yeah, I'm gonna go recover from the Maze Runner and start this one. So I will update you when I have something interesting. Okay, so it is the next day and I have a reading update for you. I am now 160 pages into 100 Days of Sunlight. I actually read all of that this morning before church, and I'm really enjoying this book so far. I love the characters, and the writing is like really good and like really easy to read. And it's just like the plot has kept me like super engaged with these characters. So this morning, I did not want to put this book down actually. So I'm super engaged with these characters and I love it. But yeah, so basically it's just about this girl named Tessa, and she has lost her vision from a car accident. And her grandparents hired this boy named Wes as a typist for her because she blogs her poetry. And so it's just like about their relationship and him teaching, like basically teaching her that like how to pick herself up and like continue on with life and to be stronger, because he went through an accident when he was younger and lost his leg, so he kind of knows what she's going through. And I'm really just enjoying their dynamic and like seeing things from both of their perspectives. I'm absolutely loving the way that Abbie Emmons writes characters. They feel like real people, and I love that. Like, I don't like a lot of romance, but if an author can make me feel like the characters are real, I will love it. And so I'm really loving this book. I am loving every single character, honestly, like even the side characters. I love them all. And so yeah, I'm just loving just the story and watching the characters go through this. And so I'm about halfway through, so I'm gonna go, I think, try to finish it because I really, really want to just see how it all plays out. So yeah, if you have not read this book, I would definitely recommend it, especially if romance is like young adult contemporary romance. Like if any of those sound good to you, if that's like what you usually like to read, definitely go pick this up because it's super good. Like, I feel like that's not a strong enough word, but it's just good. So I'm gonna go read and try to finish it. And then tonight, I'm going to try to start, after I finish this one, I'm going to try to start the Wren and the Holly Library. I have not started it yet. I think I might get the audiobook because I do have some Audible credits. And I think I might get the audiobook and listen to this tonight while I get some editing done and add some books to our inventory. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go and finish this one now and then probably start this one tonight. So I will update you either when I have finished 100 Days of Sunlight or if I have like something to say. So yeah, I'm gonna go get to reading and I will update you as soon as there's something interesting. Okay, so just a quick update. I'm about 50 pages from the end and I'm still really enjoying it. I just love this book. I love the characters and it's honestly just made me laugh like a surprising amount, and I'm super excited to see how it ends. And yeah, so basically I'm just updating you to gush about it some more because I love it, and I love the characters. How many times can I say that? Apparently a lot, but I do. I love the characters. And so yeah, I'm gonna finish those last 50 pages, but I'm just really enjoying this book. So honestly, this reading vlog has been really good because Maze Runner was 5 stars. This is probably gonna be 4.5. Like no lower than a 4, but probably a 4.5, you know? So I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad I found it at the library to read. So yeah, I basically just wanted to come on here to just gush about it some more, and I've like laughed a surprising amount while reading this book, and I've almost cried like multiple times. So yeah, definitely if it sounds at all interesting to you, please pick it up because it's just so good. I mean, maybe even if it doesn't sound interesting to you, pick it up because it's just that good. Anyway, so I will stop now. I'm gonna go finish this book and then I will update you when I actually finish it and give you my final rating. So I'm gonna go finish. Okay, so I finished this one and it was just so sweet and wonderful. The ending was, and I loved it. So I think I am gonna give it 4.5 stars because I loved it so much. So please, definitely I recommend this one just so much. If it sounds at all interesting, just go read it. It was just, I mean, I read this in a day. It's been a minute since I've read a book in a day, and I started this one this morning, and I couldn't put it down. I loved it so much. The characters were amazing, and I just loved it. And I'm pretty sure that Abbie Emmons is coming out with, I don't know if it's a novel or a novella, but I think it's like set during Christmas about Tessa and Wes, and I cannot wait to read that because I need more. Like, this book was somehow simultaneously the perfect length for the story, and it also, like, I just wanted it to be another 300 pages just about them because they were so sweet, and I loved there was not a character in this book that I disliked. I loved all of them so much, and I need Abbie Emmons to write 20 more books because I loved her writing. It was so good. So definitely 4.5 stars. The only reason it's not 5 stars is just because it's not like my favorite genre in the world, you know? So if this is like, contemporary, like romance, if that's like your thing, it might be 5 stars for you, but that's the only thing holding it back for me personally, but that's me. But just 4.5 stars, definitely I loved it. Please pick it up. It's so good. Like, this is definitely out of my preferred genre, like I said, but I still loved it so much. So I wholeheartedly recommend this. I loved it. And yeah, anything Abbie Emmons writes, I will read because this book was so good. And I need to get a copy so that I can annotate it because it was just so good. So anyway, I loved it so much. Definitely recommend it. Please go pick it up. So now I'm going to start the book of the reading vlog, my last book for this reading vlog, The Wren and the Holly Library. I think I am going to go ahead and get the audiobook so that I can listen to that while I work on sorting out some books. I'm probably going to work on like some of the middle grade ones that I have and start putting some of those on the shelf just to get a feel of how I want to arrange things. So yeah, I'm gonna go get the audiobook, work on that, and yeah, I will update you. Yeah, so I'm gonna go start this book. I am excited. Like I said, I really don't know exactly the plot going in, but I'm excited. So anyway, I'm gonna start the audiobook and I will update you. Okay, so I just started the audiobook. Oh my gosh, this lighting is terrible. Please ignore that. I just started the audiobook and I love the dedication. See, I don't know if you can read, you probably can't read it, but it's to the girls who fell for the library before the beast. So I love that dedication. So I'm hoping I'm really gonna like this book. So I love a good dedication and this has a really good dedication. So I'm gonna turn the audiobook back on and get Okay, so my reading update is I am halfway through the Wren and the Holly Library. I think I'm halfway through. Somewhere around there. I've been listening to the audiobook, which is good. And so far, I don't really know how I feel about this book. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it, you know? So like, right now we're just following our main character who's a thief and she's like gotten like involved with this guy who it's like he has magic, but at first you don't know what like magical creature not creature, but what kind of magic he has, or if he's a monster, because there are monsters in this world. And so you're like following along with that, finding out who he is. And so he ends up basically hiring her for a heist. So we're basically just following the two of them as she trains for this heist and all, and we're getting backstory. And it took a pretty sharp romantic-y turn, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. It just, I guess it didn't really surprise me. I could see that coming, but definitely if you like romantic-y, I would pick this up. But I'm enjoying the heist element of it personally. I think the romance is pretty good right now. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. I'm enjoying the heist element of it. The characters, honestly, for me, are probably the weakest part of this. Like, they're fine. I haven't really connected with them, you know? It's like I don't really care per se about these characters. So right now, this is definitely, I'm reading this for the plot. And usually I like books more when I can fall in love with the characters. But thankfully the plot in this book is pretty interesting. It's been pretty fast moving, like probably like a medium pace, you know? But I am enjoying it. So I'm going to try to finish it, if not tonight, tomorrow. And so I'll probably read some and probably listen to some more of the audiobook. But so far, right now, like halfway through, it's sitting at like a 3.5 star rating, because I don't think I like it enough for a 4, and I don't dislike it enough for a 3. So it's like a 3.5 right now, but I'm hoping that'll get bumped up a bit. But right now it's good. I'm glad I didn't buy it, but it's a good fantasy. So definitely if you're like a big fantasy romantasy reader, I would pick this up because it is interesting. It's a good book, but I'm gonna go read some more and see how I feel about it. And I will update you either when I finish it or, you know, if I just have something interesting to say. But the other thing I wanted to update you on is we got some more bookshelves in, some of the tall ones. So we got 4 in. So that's really exciting. They're gonna be like the ones that's back here. But I'm gonna try to put one together today for the young adult books that we have. So that's super exciting. So finally, this is starting to look more like a bookstore. So I am going to go probably put together a shelf and I will update you whenever I have something to say. Okay, so final reading update of the vlog. I have finished the Wren and the Holly Library, and let's just say I didn't like it as much as I hoped that I would. So I'm probably just gonna end up ranting about this for just a minute. I liked it well enough, like up until the halfway point. I think that's when I updated you last, was about the halfway point, and then it was like a 3.5 star. Now I'm leaning towards rating it like 2 stars. And I mean, it's not really the fault of, there's nothing like egregious in the book that I disliked. It's just, it felt trite and overdone. Like, it just kept going on and on, even though it's not a long book. It's less than 400 pages, but it just kept like it was going on and on and on. And I will confess, I did not realize this was the start of a series, and so I was going in thinking it was a standalone, and then I find out that it's the first book in a series. So of course we get the cliffhanger that this is gonna sound terrible, but I don't care about. So I'm probably not gonna continue this series. It's just, there's nothing really wrong with the book. I didn't connect with the characters, and I like the heist. The setting was pretty interesting because it's New York, so it's like a modern day setting, but with all these monsters and magical creatures. So I thought that was an interesting setting, and I enjoyed the heist. It's just the turn it took at the end, and just the characters I didn't connect with, and the turn it took, it just felt overdone. It felt like just almost predictable. And I mean, if you love fantasy, like fantasy series, you would probably love this book. It wasn't for me. So I'm not saying you shouldn't pick it up, because I can understand someone absolutely loving this book. This is objectively, I think it's a good book. Subjectively, however, I did not like it. So if you love fantasy, go pick up this book. But for me, it's definitely a 2 star. So yeah, not the note I wanted to end this reading vlog on, but overall, I think this was a good reading vlog. I got a 5 star, a 4.5, and then this one, which we're just not gonna talk about anymore. But yeah, so I loved The Maze Runner. I loved 100 Days of Sunlight. So I think overall, this reading vlog was a success. It did go on a couple days longer than I initially planned, but that's okay. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you got some recommendations out of it. And like always, if you have recommendations for me, please tell me, because I always love recommendations. So please tell me any recommendations you have. And yeah, so I guess I will see y'all in the next video. And thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.